The story of money. A journey through the history of finance. Long before banks, coins, or digital payments, humans relied on trade. A farmer would exchange grain for a pot or cloth for tools. But as societies grew, bartering became complicated. What if the potter didn't want grain that day? People needed something that everyone valued, something that could be traded for anything. In ancient Mesopotamia, around 3,000 years before Christ, the first form of money appeared. Not coins, but clay tablets that recorded debts. Later, people began to use precious metals like gold and silver, which became universal symbols of value. Around 600 years before Christ, the Lydians, an ancient people from what is now Turkey, created the first metal coins. For the first time in history, people could hold value in their hands. As trade expanded across cities and empires, carrying piles of gold became risky. So temples and merchants started keeping money safe. These became the first banks. In ancient Rome, bankers known as argentarii exchanged currencies and lent money to traders. Finance was slowly taking shape, built on one thing above all, trust. In China during the Tang Dynasty, people began using paper money. It was lighter, faster, and easier to carry than coins. Centuries later, Europe followed this idea. In Italy, the Medici family built one of the first international banking systems, introducing double-entry bookkeeping, a system still used today to track money accurately. In the 1600s, as global trade grew, cities like Amsterdam and London became centers of finance. Stock markets were born, and the Dutch East India Company became the first business to sell shares to the public. For the first time, ordinary people could invest in global trade. Finance was no longer just about saving, it was about growing wealth. The Industrial Revolution brought factories, railroads, and cities, and with them, new financial needs. Banks funded industries, governments issued bonds, and investors fueled massive economic growth. By the 20th century, technology began transforming money once again. Credit cards, ATMs, and computers made finance faster and more connected than ever before. Then came 2009, a turning point after the global financial crisis. A mysterious figure known as Satoshi Nakamoto introduced Bitcoin, a digital currency independent of banks or governments. It opened the door to a new era of finance, one driven by blockchain, artificial intelligence, and digital innovation. From clay tablets to crypto wallets, the history of finance is the story of trust, how humans learn to exchange value across time, distance, and generations. And while money has changed its form over the centuries, one truth remains. Finance is not just about numbers. It's about people and the endless human drive to connect, trade, and build a better future. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and share your thoughts.